In this animation, we will demonstrate how the uMarketingSuite package stores and processes visitor data following these 4 steps: data collecting, data storage, data processing, and data reporting. Most important aspect for packages is that data is stored fast, scalable, and efficient. When a visitor visits a website with the uMarketingSuite installed, the visitor leaves a trail of data. This data can be gathered in 3 ways: through server-side tracking, client-side tracking, and custom tracking. With server-side tracking, a so-called HTTP module is added in the code of your website. This module analyzes every web request to the website, and when it's a page request, the request is stored in memory. This is done automatically, there is no extra setup needed. Client-side tracking involves JavaScript. During a page visits, all kinds of interaction take place on the page. When a uMarketingSuite JavaScript file is included, it will track a lot of these interactions, and then when a visitor leaves the page or closes the browser window, the page is unloaded and all events are sent to the web server. To use this JavaScript, make sure you include the following into the body of your HTML. The last way of gathering data is through custom tracking. The developer of the website makes calls to the uMarketingSuite APIs from their C code, or does this through JavaScript. The implementation is totally up to the developer. When all data is collected, it's stored in a so-called raw data table. This is a flat table with 1 row per request. This way, data can be stored super fast and no unnecessary processing time is lost in the process of serving the content to the customer. However, a raw data table uses more space than needed. This will be solved in the step data processing, where the data will be stored more efficiently. Data collected through server-side tracking is stored in the following table. 1 row is stored per page view. Page views are first collected in memory on the web server. When the threshold for flushing is reached, all data is bulk inserted in this table. These thresholds can be set in the configuration file of the uMarketingSuite. Data collected through client-side tracking is stored in this table. Once a page is unloaded, the data is sent to the server and directly inserted in the table. 1 row is stored per page unload. And last, data collected through custom tracking is stored in this table. Once raw data is stored, it will be processed at a later stage. By default, this is done by the same web server, but can also be outsourced to another processing server. In the configuration file can be specified how often processing takes place and which server is responsible. A background process is constantly running and is looking for unprocessed raw records. When it finds such records, it will get the raw data record, process the data in the record, and stores it in several tables that take up less space than the raw data tables. Processing involves the following steps: relating a page view to a specific Umbraco node, analyzing whether the request came from a bot or a real visitor, determining whether a goal is reached, and splitting client-side events into their strongly typed tables. The uMarketingSuite keeps track of the processing speed and tries to keep the speed under hundreds milliseconds per record. When you log into Umbraco, data is visualized in content apps and in the marketing section. This visualization is called the reporting step of the process. The data is queried on the process tables. Depending on the settings specified in the configuration file, the data will show up. When you have set a big delay in your configuration file for flushing and processing the raw data, the data will not be shown in real time, but with some delay. This is something you need to take into account when looking in Umbraco. The uMarketingSuite combines different visits into one visitor, based on the uMarketingSuite cookie. This cookie has a default name, but can also be set to a different name in the configuration file of the uMarketingSuite. This cookie is a first-party cookie and therefore will not be blocked by browser by default or by ad blockers. The content of the cookie is encrypted and is provided on the first request to the server. In this animation, we've shown the concept of the data flow within the uMarketingSuite. We've seen that data flows through 4 different stages: collecting, storing, processing, and reporting. This will make sure the data is handled in the fastest, most efficient, and scalable way. More information about uMarketingSuite, visit uMarketingSuite.com.